Intro music fades out. Okay, imagine this, you're stuck on a desert island. No Wi-Fi, no coffee, and the only thing keeping you from talking to a volleyball like Wilson is a movie collection. But here's the twist, you can only pick 10 films. No do-overs. No cheat codes. Just 10 movies to survive on. Sounds fun? Nah, it's terrifying. Because this isn't just about entertainment, it's about psychology, nostalgia, and how you cope with the slow march of time while wondering if that coconut is ever gonna crack open. Let's unpack this. Now, most people will start listing their favorite movies, but here's the thing, the desert island list isn't about favorites. It's about utility. Can this movie mentally rescue you? Does it have layers to dissect over 10, 20, 100 rewatches? Does it emotionally arm wrestle you into staying sane? That's why my first pick might shock you, The Shining. Not because it's a survival guide, though, honestly, better than nothing, but because it's a Russian nesting doll of ambiguity. Every time I watch it, I side-eye those hedge animals a little more. Is it a ghost story? A metaphor for addiction? Kubrick messing with us? That's the point, a film that evolves with your paranoia. Perfect for an island where you're slowly becoming your own worst enemy. But let's say you need adrenaline. You're the type who'd build a raft out of frustration mid-watch. Then Predator isn't just a flex, it's a masterclass in tension. Arnold's biceps alone could power the island's generator. But the real genius? It's a Trojan horse. Starts as a macho 80s flex, then ambushes you with existential dread. That creature isn't just cool, it's a mirror. We're all overconfident meat sacks until something smarter, hungrier, and invisible shows up. Plus, quoting "Get to the chopper" at sunrise? Instant morale boost. Maybe even attracts rescue helicopters. Worth a shot. Now, here's where people get it wrong, they overlook comfort food. Not literal food, though I'd kill for a Twinkie, but movies that feel like a hug. For me, that's The Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring. Not the whole trilogy, just the first one. Why? Because it's about finding hope when the world's collapsing. Watching Frodo and Sam's bond while you're roasting fish over a fire? It's different. And The Shire? It's the mental escape you'll cling to. Rewatching that opening hour is like visiting a therapist who whispers, "It'll be okay." But wait, shouldn't we talk about Alien? Of course. But not for the reasons you think. Yes, it's a survival thriller, but here's the kicker, it's a feminist manifesto dripping in phallic horror. Ripley doesn't save the day with a gun, she outsmarts the patriarchy. I mean, xenomorph. And the slow burn? That's the key to island life. Survival isn't about explosions, it's about patience. Also, pretending the alien's your arch-nemesis while pointing at the ocean? Adds spice to monotonous days. Here's a curveball, Burial Ground. Not because it's good, it's gloriously bad, but because sometimes you need a movie that's so absurd it slaps you back into laughter. That Kid-Mom dynamic? Unhinged. The zombies? Moving at 0.5x speed. But in a world where you've watched everything else 17 times, this is the cinematic equivalent of finding a half-buried Xbox. It's not art, it's a lifeline. We've all got that "so bad it's good" threshold, and this is mine. Survival isn't about dignity, it's about not screaming into the void. And what about Seven Samurai? Because epicness is a mood stabilizer. Kurosaw's masterpiece isn't just sword fights, it's about purpose. When you're stuck in a loop of fishing and fire starting, watching warriors find meaning in chaos. It's a blueprint. Plus, the final battle's rhythm, relentless, strategic, almost musical, mirrors the daily grind of survival. You're not just watching a film, you're training for life. But let's get real, this list is a lie. Because if I'm honest, I'd pick Raiders of the Lost Ark for the 100th rewatch. Why? It's the ultimate antidepressant. Harrison Ford's smirk alone could power civilizations. And the pacing? Non-stop. No time to wallow when Indy's dodging boulders and Nazis. It's a reminder that adventure's out there, even if you're 10 years into island limbo. Also, the Well of Souls scene? Perfect for yelling along with seagulls as your audience. Wait, have we considered Goodfellas? Of course. But not for the gangster glam. It's about the illusion of control. Henry's life unravels in real time, and watching that spiral could either terrify you into discipline or make you appreciate your simple island existence. As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster. Swap gangster with a person with plumbing, and you've got a mantra. And then there's the good, the bad, and the ugly. The finale alone, that standoff, is cinematic crack. But here's the deeper layer, it's about greed, betrayal, and the futility of winning. On an island where you've got nothing, this film whispers, at least you're not chasing gold in a war zone. The desolation mirrors your reality, but hey, your toilet's a hole in the sand. Perspective. Finally, Star Trek II. Why? Because it's about sacrifice, legacy, and finding light in the darkness. Spock's death hit harder than my first failed fishing attempt. And in a scenario where human connection's gone, this film reminds you that the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. Even if the many here is just you and a crab named Steve. So, what's the takeaway? Your desert island list isn't about taste, it's a psychological profile. Are you the Kubrick codebreaker? The adrenaline junkie? The nostalgic soul clinging to Middle-earth? And here's the kicker, these movies wouldn't just entertain you, they'd become your religion, your diary, your sanity. So, what's on your list? Or are you too busy Googling how to open a coconut to care? Let's debate in the comments. Outro music fades in.